Late evening, with political leaders eating their words and sports legends continuing to quash their opponents in a row, much news making its rounds across the globe. We will sum up all that during the next 30 minutes as you're watching Headlines Now with me, Linda Hercules. But first, it's the top headlines. DMK chief makes a U-turn over threat to UPA on petrol price hike, says we'll remain together but with bitterness. After Manmohan Singh hits out, Arvind Kejriwal asks if he's innocent. Why doesn't the Prime Minister agree to an inquiry? The two Italian Marines accused of killing two Kerala fishermen are given bail by the Kerala High Court with a surety of 1 crore rupees. YSR Chief Jagan Mohan Reddy's bail plea deferred till tomorrow. Mother begins campaign for the June 12 bypolls. The English Supreme Court rules that WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange can be extradited to Sweden over alleged molestation crimes. And Vishwanathan Anand proves once again why he is the king of 64 squares after he bags the World Championship for the 5th time in a row. News in detail. Leading protests against the petrol price hike in Chennai, DMK chief Karunanidhi has just warned the UPA not to push a crucial ally further against the wall and that it will not hesitate to walk out of the alliance against what he called anti-people policies. The DMK is protesting against the hike at all its district headquarters across the state. He has also demanded that both the centre and the state governments to reduce taxes levied on petrol and diesel, which he says account for a whopping 46% of the fuel price. His party also twains guns on the Tamil Nadu government for raising the prices of milk, bus fares and power tariff.
எங்களுடைய கொள்கைக்கு ஒத்து வராத ஒரு சூழ்நிலையில் நாங்கள் வெளியே நடந்தது கடந்த காலம் சொல்லுகிறோம். இப்போ வெளியேறுவதாக சொன்னோம். அதான் விஷமத்தனம். நீங்களாம் எதிர்காலத்துக்கு நல்ல எதிர்காலத்தை உருவாக்க வேண்டிய பத்திரிகையாளர்கள் நீங்கள் விஷமத்தனமாக ஆகிய விட்டது. குடியரசுத் தலைவர் தேர்தல் நடக்கிற நேரம் இந்த நேரத்தில் இப்படிப்பட்ட விரும்பான நெருக்கடி கொடுக்கக்கூடிய நிலைமைகளை நான் உருவாக்க மாட்டேன். திமுக கசப்போடு இந்த கூட்டணியிலே இருக்கும்.
DMK is very respectable ally of UPA too. I do not know exactly what statement Karunanidhi ji has given. Let me find out his statement. I assure you there are not differences at all between DMK and UPA.
Well, if he thinks that there is a deliberate action by the union government to take such actions which are anti-people, it would be the most welcome step, because today we cannot deny that the UPA alliance partners are equally responsible for price rise as the UPA government headed by the Congress is. So they cannot run away from that. They have to take that onus that the price rise, they are also responsible being a part of the supporting, as a part of a supporting ally of the UPA government. And I think there is no point for these alliance partners, whether it is in West Bengal where Mamata Banerjee is on the streets against rise in petrol, DMK is in protest in Tamil Nadu. Well, if they are supporting the government and the government is not listening to them, well, for the people of this country and for the nation, it would be rightful thing to withdraw their support.
DMK is part of the Congress-led UPA-2 government. DMK is one of the allies in the UPA-2. Then DMK, looking at the protests that are going on in the country against the hike in the price of petrol, DMK tries to dissociate from what government has done. In the same way, Trinamool Congress tries to dissociate from the decision of the government.
This petrol price hike is totally unacceptable. It's an intolerable, unwarranted burden on the people. And seeing this reaction, now all those who are party to it, like TMC and DMK, now they are also speaking. But they are part of the decision to deregulate the prices. Let them first answer that.
No, as far as we are concerned, we don't see it from which party is supporting or which party is not supporting. We support the Congress, the UPA on issues, and basically our thrust has always been for the stability in the country, and we don't want to see that the country goes into the turmoil for one reason or the other.
The shortage of petrol and diesel that had been haunting Chennaiites for more than 5 days now has finally come to an end. The government has announced that the load of fuel that was ordered in wake of the shortage has reached and will be distributed to petrol stations in the city. The verdict on the case challenging the steep hike in petrol prices is scheduled for tomorrow. And on the Bharat Bandh called by the NDA tomorrow over the recent petrol price hike, our crime correspondent Salim caught up with Sesha Sai, the Joint Commissioner for the East Zone, Chennai, on the security arrangements in the city. Let's listen in.
Whenever there is a call for Bandh, we wonder, will there be any violence? Will I be able to walk on the road without any fear? Let's ask the Chennai City Police. We are now joined by Mr. Sesha Sai, Joint Commissioner of Police, East Chennai. Sir, thank you for joining us. Sir, please tell us, will the public be able to walk on the road without fear? Please tell us about your preparedness.
Absolutely, there is absolutely no problem on that, and we are well prepared, geared up for the tomorrow's event, and we have mobilized the police force. All the buses will be definitely running, and they will not have any problem at all tomorrow.
Will there be any preventive arrest tonight, sir?
We are not going to make any preventive arrest. We have some specific inputs that there are agitation spots fixed by those leaders also, and we will be there, police will be there, and we will have to pick them up. And there will not be any problem on that line.
Moving on, after Prime Minister Manmohan Singh promised to resign if even an iota of truth was found in the allegations of corruption levelled against him by Team Anna, he has been urged by Justice Santosh Hegde, who has worked closely with the activists in the past, to allow an inquiry to prove his innocence. However, Justice Hegde repeated that he distances himself from Team Anna's allegations against the Prime Minister. Team Anna has demanded that the Prime Minister sanction a special investigation team by the 24th of July to study the charges hurled by them against him and other ministers. They have warned of an indefinite hunger strike if their request is not accepted. The activists of Team Anna have urged him once again to commission an independent investigation to determine whether the allegations of the huge coal scam are correct. Team Anna says that the Prime Minister appears to have overruled advice to auction coal fields between 2005 and 2009, as a result of which private companies paid far less than they should have, rendering the government a loss of 1.8 lakh crore rupees, according to some estimates.
और आज हम 4 प्रश्न आप सब लोगों के जरिए प्रधानमंत्री जी से सीधे पूछना चाहते हैं। नंबर 1, अगर कोई मंत्री भ्रष्टाचार करे तो वो कौन सी एजेंसी है जो सरकार से स्वतंत्र है, जहां उस भ्रष्टाचार की एफआईआर दर्ज कराई जा सके। नंबर 2, जिस मंत्री के खिलाफ भ्रष्टाचार के आरोप लगे हैं, यदि वो कहे कि उसने भ्रष्टाचार नहीं किया या फिर प्रधानमंत्री कहे कि उसने भ्रष्टाचार नहीं किया, तो क्या बिना निष्पक्ष जांच के देश इस बात को मान ले? नंबर 3, क्या ये सच है प्रधानमंत्री जी कि तत्कालीन कोयला सेक्रेटरी ने कई बार आपको कोयला खदानों की नीलामी या बिडिंग करने की सलाह दी थी? क्या ये सच है कि पीएमओ ने वो सलाह खारिज कर दी? क्या आपने खुद उन फाइलों पर दस्तखत किए थे? और नंबर 4, सीएजी का आंकड़ा है कि कोयला खदानों की नीलामी न करने से देश को 1,80,000 करोड़ रुपए का नुकसान हुआ था। अगर इतना भ्रष्टाचार न होता तो पेट्रोल पर टैक्स कम किया जा सकता था। क्या आप मानते हैं कि तब पेट्रोल की कीमतें बढ़ाने की जरूरत न पड़ती और आम आदमी को महंगाई की मार से बचाया जा सकता था?
मनमोहन सिंह जी जिस दिन संन्यास लेना चाहे मुझे बता दें, मैं उनके लिए एक जोड़ी कपड़ा तैयार रखूंगी और अपन यहीं वाराणसी में ही उनको गंगा स्नान कराएंगे।
Over to the presidential elections. With the polls right round the corner, could the current Prime Minister be in the running for the country's top post? There have been reports about some Congress leaders campaigning to push Manmohan Singh to the Rashtrapati Bhavan, but a senior leader stated that such a scenario was highly unlikely. President Pratibha Patel's term ends on the 24th of July and speculation is rife about the next incumbent for the post, with a number of names already doing the rounds. More news on the other side of the break. Stay with us.